Senator Kelvin notes that the late Professor Humphrey Nwosu was the former National Electoral Commission NEC chairman from 1999 to 1993. Further notes that Professor Humphrey Nwosu supervised the 1993 presidential elections, aware that the courageous defense of democratic electoral process during the 1993 presidential election led to the famous June 12 slogan, which ultimately confirmed Alhaji MKO Abiola as the winner.
It's okay. He wanted to bring forward, and well, but he said he has point of order. Let me. Peter.
Thank you, Mr. President. Is pursuant to Order 41, Sub 3 of our rules. And with your permission, sir, I will read. 41.3. A senator moving a motion under combined orders 41 and 51 shall ensure that copies of the motion are available for all senators when approval to move the motion is granted. This
President, they are all available. They are all there with them. We brought it. We don't have a motion.
well,
Well, okay, rules. Since the copies are not available, I think we should step until they are given. I don't want to go. Let's. So let's. Let's step it down until everybody gets it. We'll come back to it. Your point of order is upheld.
no.
The leader of Senate. Yes, leader. Continue. The leader of the Senate. Continue until
The copies are ready, so I can continue.
Senator Abaribe. Senator Abaribe, please, can you approach the chair, please? Point of order, Senator Abaribe.
Thank you, Mr. President. Order 42.
You may read.
By the indulgence of the Senate and the leave of the President of the Senate, a senator may make a personal explanation, although there be no question before the Senate. Yes, Mr. President, can I go on with the personal explanation?
Consult the Senate leader.
Very distinguished colleagues, I'm rising under Order 38 of our rules, and I'm doing this with utmost respect to most distinguished Senator Abaribe. Order 38 deals with the order of business, and I make specific reference to sub 1, which deals with formal entry of the president, sub 2, which deals with our opening prayer, sub 3, which deals with approval of votes and proceedings, sub 4, which deals with oath and affirmation, 5, message from the president, and 6, other announcement by the president of the Senate, 7, petitions, 8, matters of urgent public importance, 9, personal explanation, and 10, order of the day. Mr. President, the reason I'm doing this is for me to be able to emphasize that we had gone past sub 1 up to 9 of our order of the day. And as a matter of fact, by now we're supposed to be on the second business of the day. So time for matters of urgent public importance as well as time for personal explanation had already passed. My advice,
Mr. President.
Mr. President, personal explanation cannot be raised at any time. The only time personal explanation can be raised at any time is if we, by our own collective consent, come under Order 1B to regulate our procedure. But to the extent that our procedure is regulated by this rule book, Order 9, sub 9, comes before 10. We are on 10. You are the one that will rule on this.
Are you coming under point of order?
But Senator Abaribe...
Order what?
No.
Leader. Order...
The same order 10.
Can I rule on this first?
Personal explanation.
Let me rule on this first.
Let's not establish a very
Excuse me,
dangerous...
can I rule on this first?
Let us not establish a very dangerous precedent in this
You can
Senate.
come order
The
what?
points of order and personal explanation can be raised at any point of the proceedings of the Senate. Don't make it a rule, because if you do so, then you will be denying a lot of us, almost the entire Senate, any opportunity to interject and intervene when things are going wrong. Therefore, you to say that, it has to come at a certain point under Order 38 is absolutely wrong. Look, we have been managing this Senate for some time, and at no time has this particular kind of thing come in to deny members an opportunity to raise points of order and also to expect personal opinions and personal matters not to be raised under Order 10 is to truncate the independence of senators and to not allow them to interject in the proceedings of the Senate to raise issues that are very fundamental and fundamental to them and their constituencies. Therefore, I think, with all the due respect, the position that is advocated by our distinguished Senate leader is not correct. Thank you.
So, thank you very much. Let me read the order again, please. Unless the Senate otherwise directs, the business of each sitting day shall be transacted in the following order. And all is stated here. We need to be just. And if we are to be just, clearly what the Senate leader said is the right thing. It is our rule. If the Senate so decides, of course, through votes, then this order can may be changed, and bring some other things. But as far as I know, as a presiding officer, this is very clear that we have gone past through the stage that personal explanation can come in. So your point of order is upheld.
Point of order.
Senator Abaribe.
Yes, sir. Order. In all cases not provided for in the standing order or by the sessional or other orders of practice of the Senate shall by resolution regulate its procedure. So even if the Senate leader says that it doesn't follow, by the fact that a senator wants to make a personal explanation, you must give that senator a chance to make that personal explanation. We are not under a dictatorship, Mr. President. That is why I'm using 1B to come.
Well,
it's at your discretion, Mr. President.
Yes.
Because if at your discretion you say we can't talk,
we don't talk. For my minority leader,
thank you,
who is
Mr.
very
President.
Experienced.
I'm glad that you recognize that I was a former minority leader.
Thank you very much.
I know the rules.
Yes, former majority leader, former minority leader. We are all experienced legislators here, those who are grounded in our rules. And I refer you to Order 42 once again. Order 42. By the indulgence of the Senate, and the leave of the President of the Senate, a senator may make a personal explanation, although there be no question before the Senate, but no controversial matter may be brought forward, nor may debate arise from the explanation. The terms of the proposed statement shall be submitted in detail to the President of the Senate when his leave to make it is sought. When we came this morning, let me be frank, I'm a frank person. When we came this morning, you approached me in respect of your desire to bring forward this motion under Order 4151. You never told me you were bringing it under Order 42. And when it came under 4151, it was defeated. Now you change your mind to bring it under Order 42. We are all, we know, we respect you very well. That wasn't discussed. If it was discussed, when the leader came in, he came, I called him. I said, Senator Abaribe is bringing a motion under 4151, and we agreed. Normally have to consult with the leadership, and we agreed that it was going to be brought forward. But leader, did I tell you that he's going to bring a motion under Order 42? So you didn't approach me, you didn't tell me. And I just want to be transparent and plain. You didn't tell me. If you had told me, there's no way I would have stopped it. There's a process. If you have told us that you are going to bring the motion under Order 42, we will oblige you.
Mr. President, I don't know what is controversial for immortalizing Humphrey Nwosu and June 12. What is controversial there? That is our problem.
Okay,
what is controversial?
Leader.
It's not controversial.
No, the issue is that the time.
Mr. President, just one more time, I will refer to our rules. Out of my utmost respect for His Excellency, Distinguished Senator Abaribe, and also because the former majority leader had also spoken to this issue. Dear colleagues, the reference to Section 1B cannot cure the lacuna here. Section 1, look at Order 1, 1A and 1B. 1A says the proceedings in the Senate and in all committees of the Senate shall be conducted in accordance with the following standing orders. We have our order paper for the day. And Order 1B that Senator Abaribe also most respectfully referred to says in all cases not provided for in this standing order. In all cases not provided for in these standing orders. We have our order paper. And what is provided in our own order is even the fact that in our own rule book, is even the fact that if the Senate are taking a position on a matter, if you still want to insist on bringing it back, you have to come by way of substantive motion, the next legislative day or at whatever time, by way of substantive motion, motion for rescission of decision. That's my position, sir.
Your point of order, Senate Leader, is upheld. You may wish to propose your motion against tomorrow. Bring it to the Rules and Business, and then we'll look at it again. Your point of order is upheld. Leader of the Senate.
The fourth business of the day is the presentation of a bill standing in the name of Distinguished Senator David Jim Kuta on the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act Amendment Bill 2025, SB 756. Mr. President, you may wish to invite the Clerk of the Senate to read the short title of the bill.
The Clerk of the Senate. Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act Amendment Bill 2025, SB 756, first reading, taken. The Senate Leader. This man.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, the fifth business of the day